What's up, everybody? Um, so, uh, I know I said I was going to record on Sunday yesterday, but this weekend just got ridiculous, and just didn't have the energy to do it. But today I'm feeling pretty good. I work today. Just got home a little bit ago. I actually just got out of the shower, so that's why my hair is kind of a little crazy. Um, but no, it was a really really good weekend actually. Starting Thursday, had a lot of late nights, but in a weird way, that's kind of what I needed. It was very very much a very self introspective kind of weekend of figuring out things, talking to the right people. Again, it's just amazing the things that get put in front of you, and if you're willing to open your eyes and look at what's in front of you, you'll be amazed at the things that life and God or whatever you want to believe is doing. I spent some really good time with a couple really good friends between Thursday and Friday nights, and it really allowed me to really kind of dive deep into myself and really figure out kind of what's going on, what am I still hung up on, what am I looking for, all those kinds of questions. And it was good. I'm feeling quite positive. I'm not saying that I'm completely over it. I'm not. I've got plenty of mountains to climb yet. But here's the thing. Am I over her? In a lot of ways, yes. I can't say I don't love her, because a part of me always will. A part of me will always love her because I gave myself to her. I gave her everything. And she threw it away. But that didn't change the fact of how I felt about her. And part of me will always love her. I think anybody that tells you that they don't love somebody at all anymore never loved them to begin with. Part of me will always still love her. Part of me will always still love my exes, like the two before her. And then there'll always be memories. I can still recall to this day memories of my first girlfriend, my first ex. I can think about them, and it's like they're right there. It's both a good thing and a bad thing of having a photographic memory. They're there. I can walk through that day like it was to yesterday without really having to think that hard. And there was those memories, and they're always going to be there. So that's going to be a battle. There's going to be times where a memory of my current ex will come back, and it's going to hurt. But I'm still going to move forward. I'm still going to keep walking down this path that I'm headed. I think the biggest hurdle that I'm struggling with right now, the biggest wall to climb, if you will, or mountain, or whatever you want to, what analogy or whatever you want to use, is the idea that I had dreamed, talked about, in a sense, built a life with this woman. Kids, house, cars. We talked about it all. And that's a life I still very much want. What we had talked about and kind of where we were aiming is still a life that I very much want. It's a life that I've always wanted. As far as the house and my workshop and the cars that I want to have, and number of kids and all of that stuff, and the dogs and animals and so forth, and property and everything that is the future, right? It's all stuff that I very much still want. It's a life that I really want. And maybe there was a time that she wanted that life, but for the last however long, she'd been lying to me and obviously wanted no part of that, even though she still continued to talk about building it. Which hurts. That really does hurt. It hurts on a level that I can't describe, because it's very much, how can you pretend to want to build a life with somebody and it's all a lie? But that's neither here nor there. So the issue that I'm having in the mountain that I still have to climb is this very idea of, okay, here's this life that I wanted. I still want it. But she was a part of it. She was very much ingrained in that life. So now I have to remember, and I have to figure out how to build that life, how to still want all of those things and remove her from that picture. That's a very tricky thing, because when you love somebody that much and when you want them in your life, it's very easy to put them in that picture. There's a song called "Paint Me a Birmingham," and there's a line in that song that talks about where he's painting this picture of this life that he wanted, and he asks where to put this woman in the photograph, and he says, "If you could paint me back into her arms again." The only difference is with me is I don't want that. I don't want her back in my life, because I can't trust her. Could never trust her again. So it's having to rethink this life. And also trying not to get bogged down in those details of, okay, my life is much more fluid now. I'm not tied to anything. I'm not planning a life with somebody, regardless of however they felt, but I was still very much, okay, I need to do this, this, and this to work towards this goal. But I don't really have that. I mean, yes, I still have goals and I still have things that I need to work towards, but it's much different now. It's much more just for myself. And it's kind of freeing. It's kind of scary. But at the same time, it's still very difficult. It's very difficult to make that transition. And that's what I'm doing right now. I'm transitioning from focusing on a life with another person to, okay, here's a life just for myself right now. Like I said, I'm not giving up. I'm not saying that I'll never love somebody again or anything like that. I don't think that's even remotely the case. I really hope I do. I hope I find somebody else that wants this life that I do. And I'm not saying that only my picture of the life is the one that's gonna, no, that's not how it works. But I have a picture in my head of what I'd like my life to be like. And I'd like to meet somebody whose picture is very similar, that we can kind of mesh. But yeah, I think that's the biggest hurdle I'm climbing right now is figuring out how to go through day to day and repurpose all that energy that I was spending on her to spending it back on myself. And that's very difficult for me. Most people, I've met a lot of people in this, like, break up, move on, no problem. Great. It's not who I am. So it's a struggle, but I'm getting better. I'm smiling a lot more, which is nice. And like I said, this weekend was a very interesting weekend. I stayed out way too late, too many nights in a row, but in a weird way I needed to. Like, those were the events that life put in front of me, and I said, okay, let's see where this road takes me. And sure enough, led to some conversations with some really good people, and just really helped me put some perspective on a few things, which was nice. Yeah, it was good. It was really good. And like I said, I worked today, which was nice. I got work tomorrow. Um, Working on some pretty cool projects. I I got called in today to move a piano. I had to go pick up a baby grand piano, and I have to, as much as it kills some people, and it does me too on a small scale, but I have to gut it so we can turn it into a prop, basically. Um, so I have to pull all the internals out of it, make it as light as possible, yet still strong and sturdy. And it's a really fun project. I love doing things like this. But yeah, and then possibly making some pieces of furniture for the next show. It's very much what I love to do and what I'm good at, luckily. So I'm excited. Um, I'm actually full of energy right now, which is kind of annoying. So after I'm done recording this, I'm probably going to go to the gym just to burn off some extra energy and hopefully get some good sleep tonight. So, but yeah, I just wanted to check in, and I'm going to try to get really better about, I know I said I was going to do those sermons, and I didn't do one yesterday. Again, didn't have the energy, didn't have the drive, the motivation. And of course, if you don't have motivation and you're going to try to talk about a sermon and you're going to try to talk about giving a good word, the word of God and so forth, and like I said, I'm going to separate them. So people that are watching this, if you don't want to hear about it, you don't have to. But you got to have that motivation. You got to have that energy. Otherwise it's kind of pointless. So hopefully the next few weeks will go a lot better, and I can have the energy and the drive to do those things. Like I said, feeling good, feeling better than I have in a while, which is nice. I'm lucky enough that I have some great family and friends around me. And if you have those people in your life, if you have good people, if you've got good friends, like I call my good friends, I call them family, because I live by the words of blood makes you related, loyalty makes you family, and that's the honest to God's truth. Because I have two of my buddies, they're my brothers. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. They may not be blood, but I would, I have their back, and I'll, through anything. And they got mine. So, and I've got a couple, I've got one blood sister, my older sister. But I've got a couple really good female friends who are also like my sisters. So, it is what it is. And that's, again, blood makes you related, loyalty makes you family. And that's the truth. And I know there's a lot of people out there that would agree with me, because sometimes you don't even like the people you're blood related to, but yet the people you've known forever and have no blood relation are closer and better family than they are. So, but yeah, it's been a good weekend. It's been a good few days. Been a crazy few days. I'm excited to see what's going on with work. Maybe I'll actually do some, record a few things and kind of stick them in here and there. Kind of show you what I do. Who knows? But yeah, I'm going to wrap this one up. Like I said, I'm probably going to go to the gym, come home, get some good sleep. And yeah, so hope you're having a good day. Love you all, and I'll see you next time.